Hi Rose friends. I forgot to record the video of the little class I did on how to select a cutting. So I'm going to do something really quick. It's going to be 5 minutes at least I can show you. So here is the cutting I took. See the thickness of this? I don't know if you can tell. It's hard for me to see how thick it is. It's not quite a pencil. It's a little smaller, but it's the perfect size. And it's got, now let me see if I could do this. Hold on a minute. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes. And during the class I cut the top off, which was a spent flower. So it's got four little nodes. It's only about 3 inches long. And these leaves have 5 leaves each on it. I got rid of the bottom leaves, cut them off. And this is the size you really should look for in a soft or semi-hardwood cutting. Okay? So I'm going to put that back in my thing. We'll propagate that tomorrow. And I'm just going to take you around to a few bushes and show you what I think, whether or not it's thick enough or too thick for a cutting. So we want a pencil size or a little smaller, and we want it to be pliable, and we want a spent flower on the top. So let me turn you around. Okay, this is pink traviata, and this flower is just about dead. So soon this one could be done, although this is still under patent, I believe. But just as an example, this is thick enough. This is thick enough. Okay, so I would cut this one down here, which I can even do down here and get 2 cuttings out of it. I want to have 1, 2, 3 cuttings, 3 nodes at least. And if you don't know what a node is, I don't know if you could see that, it's a little blurry. See that little thing sticking out there? That's a node for the beginners. Got it? So we want a flower that's almost dead or is dead. This is just about to fall apart. So what we wouldn't want is this. See all the pink new leaves on here? The red leaves? That's all new growth. We don't want where there's new growth. We want to have where the growth is ending so that the rose then concentrates on the bottom. Okay? So, but that would be thick enough. That would be the thickest I would do in a hardwood cutting. That is definitely the size of a full pencil. Okay? This one is a little thinner. The rose hasn't come out yet. When that's gone, I would take this. It would be a perfect cutting. So let me take you around to, now this is a baby, but you see how thin the canes are? I would not take this as a cutting in this little baby bush. I just planted this a month ago from a bare root. So I would not take that. And on a climber, I would not take the end of a main cane. I would take a side shoot. So let's see if we have one here. See how this is? I actually took this cutting already. See how this is a main cane going down, and this is a side shoot coming up here. This had a flower on it. I took it and sent it to somebody, Shropshire Lag. But that you would want to take. I'll show you on a different bush. It might be easier. And this is Vanessa Bell. So Vanessa Bell has almost all thin canes, right? So you would have to look for something that's a little thicker if you want that to survive. So here's a spent flower. And you see how thin this is? I don't think this would make it. I've never had one this thin make it. Look how thin that is. So if you come over here, this one maybe. It's a little thicker, but still pretty thin. And they all like this main one, like if I was, all these flowers got spent here, and I took this main branch down a little bit. You could see that's almost as thick as a pencil. It's a little thicker, so I could use that branch. This one is it's way too thin. Look how tiny that is, right? So you want to have something that's a little thicker. Let me show you over here on Graham Thomas, and please excuse my mess. We haven't done the winter cleanup yet, but Graham Thomas. Now here's a climber, right? So this is a shoot coming off a climber. I would cut a shoot coming off the main shoot for a cutting. I would not cut a main cane going up. Okay, so here is the main cane going up here, right? And then here's the side shoots. So I haven't trimmed this yet, so some of the side shoots are really long and need to be trimmed. So the side shoots you can trim. Like here is a main cane. I don't know if you could see, there's a main cane going that way, right? And see all these little side shoots coming off of it? When these flowers die, this is a fine thickness on a climber. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we are continuing. So this rose, which needs to be trimmed, this is probably a little too thin, right? One of these thicker canes, if it had a flower on it, this would be perfect. See, it's a little thicker. That's what you want. You want a little thicker cane. This is too thin, right? And over here, this is a Benjamin Britten. This is a little thin unless I took it from down further, right? But a lot of the David Austins are like that. So anyway, that really was it for the class. There was a few questions and answers, but basically I think everybody understood. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them either on the video on YouTube or in the Rose Propagation class, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions. Okay? Have a great day.